page. So what am I going to be talking to you about today? This is about a major breaking news. Um, there's probably few of you that know about this yet. However, I think it is worthy of taking note of, particularly if you're an international student and you are already in the UK, or if you're planning to come to the UK as an international student. There is now a major report which was recently published in the Telegraph and also is being published in Daily Mail as well, that the government currently is now planning a major announcement after the local election in May. And this is to do with various aspects of things to do with international students. I talked about this at the last workshop, which is also going to be attached to these videos, or you can actually visit the page and go to the playlist where you will see the last workshop that was held on the 26th, where we discuss pathway to sponsorship using the shortage occupation list. So there is now a major report that has been published in the Daily Mail, and please go through the link in this video to read that article. So I will put the link in the video so you can have access to the article as well. You don't need to pay for subscription to read it. It's quite free on the it is free on Daily Mail. So what is this about? Now, the government is planning a major overhaul of the pathway to staying in UK as an international student. And what this means in effect is that there is now a potential plan that is being carved up by the current Labour government to prevent international students from switching from graduate visa into care roles. And in effect, what this is going to mean is there is a possibility that international students will not be allowed to take up care jobs, or if they're going to be taking up care jobs, there will be a massive implication in terms of salary expectation. Therefore, the push now from the government is to prioritize British worker. No question about that. That has always been central to the British government policy, irrespective of the color or the specific party that is in power. But now, in an attempt to drive down immigration, with a lot of governments now, both the current government, the Labour Party, and the opposition, facing pressure from Reform, which is the right wing party, and also in order to satisfy the right wing press, which I discussed about at the last workshop, the government now is probably now caving into some of the demands, meaning that international students now, in all likelihood, following the publication that will be coming into effect in May, will not be allowed to switch into any care roles anymore. So there will be an expectation that any international students that want to stay in UK after their study, whether they're going into the graduate pathway through post study, they will be expected to find high skill job that will allow them to stay, and high skill job to sponsor them. And as you currently know, there are recently two major pathways for sponsorship for you as an international student. One of them being the new entrant, where you are expected to satisfy the criteria, either the under 25, or you find a job that will pay you a salary of 30,960, or if the job falls within the shortage occupation list. Or alternatively, you are expected to get a job of 38,700, which from NHS point of view, if you're looking for a job of 38,700, that specifically speaking is a job of band 7 outside of London and is a job of band 6 in London. And any one of you that has worked in NHS, or you're currently trying to pursue your NHS career opportunity, you will know how competitive those specific roles are, particularly if you're talking about your band 6 role, for example, in London. London is highly concentrated area with highly talented individuals and highly skilled, competent individuals in there. And you will have experienced it in any capacity, shape, or form if you've attended any London hospitals interviews, where you will see the demand and the expectation is very, very high. So I'll give you a typical example of an experience I have. I recently knew about an application that went out, and I know fully well there are over 150 applicants for that job alone in London hospital. And if you look at in some other areas, you could see your band three jobs where the managers will tell you they've received over 48, 50, 60 applications altogether, and they've only been able to select about 10 to 15 of you to be invited for interview. So one thing you need to know is the jobs you're applying for are highly competitive. And if you find yourself in a London specific trust where you're pursuing your role, so you will be competing against highly talented existing staff members in one capacity or the other. So, in order to secure that sponsorship through the 38,700, you have a massive battle to fight. And, and the battle does not finish there, because you still have to have the grace and the fortune of your manager willing to help you push through your sponsorship request by working collaboratively with your HR. So, now we are open, or I will say I am open, subject to whatever comes out in May, what the decision of the government is going to look like. Is this going to be a case whereby the government will decide to look at the entire sponsorship pathway overall and make a major changes to it? Are they also going to be reviewing the shortage occupation list, which they've already done? Are there further restrictions that will be coming on international students in May? But be prepared that after the local election in May, the government is already planning ahead with series and series and series of major changes that will be applicable to international students. And I hope some of you that are already pursuing various job opportunity or very much solely focused on care job, you need to be aware now that following these changes coming in, this could be a game changer, particularly in the areas of restricting you to not having access to care role that will sponsor you anymore. So this is where, as any individual, you need to start tapping into your skills, tapping into the knowledge or any training you have to start pursuing administrative, highly skilled roles now that will allow you to start laying down the foundation towards your sponsorship, either through number one, through the new entrance pathway of the 30,960s, which is about your band four in London, or in some cases, if those jobs, such as the one I discussed with you, personal assistant, for example, where you could get a band three or a band four role that might be able to sponsor you because the role falls under the shortage occupation list. And in some circumstances, if you're already in the NHS, you are band four, you could probably start pursuing your band five in London, which is in high cost living area, which is 35,000 and above, or 30,000 and above, about 35,000 and above. And you could be able to get a sponsorship through the 30,960 pathway, or broadly applying to your band 6 in London and band 7 outside of London, where you could then band 6 in London, band 6 outside of London as well, where you could then get your 30,960 pathway new entrance sponsorship by having that discussion with your manager. But what is very much important in here, which I would like every one of you to be aware of, is that, I think clearly, with the changes in the political landscape in UK, with the pressure of the Reform Party now taking place in every aspect of every political party now, be it Labour or Conservative, the pressure now is on all these governing or previous governing party to make sure that they are pandering down to the reform language, and the pressure on them now is actually focusing on immigration. And there is no question the government is now keen on reducing immigration. Those of you that have been following the news, you will know that a lot of the Labour government strategy now has been aimed at some of the typical towns to demonstrate to them that they are hard on immigration and the causes of immigration, and they are putting British worker interests first. And part of these punishments will fall on international students, and they will be trying their best to make sure that the people that are staying behind are people that are doing highly skilled professional job. And for this reason, any one of you that has not been actively seeking professional job will probably find themselves in a very tight corner now should this publication that has been released by Daily Mail come into reality in May. You will find yourself in a tight corner, and it is only advisable that you start exploring highly skilled job within the NHS now, so you could prepare yourself for the future in case any of these changes is going to be as radical as it is described in the paper. So if you have interest in knowing more about these, there's many ways you can reach out to me, but most importantly, read the article for yourself, and you can also go into the Telegraph page as well to read more about it. However, you will need to be a subscriber to be able to get through to the Telegraph article, but it is just as published in the Daily Mail. So I'm sorry to be the bearer of this bad news, but I think it's something that is worthy of everyone being aware of, and also start preparing yourself for the times ahead. And unfortunately, I do not see things getting better anytime soon. It's going to be very, very tough, and the government will try to make sure that they can be seen to be trusted on immigration and causes of immigration, and also to be seen to be trusted on putting the British people's interest first, and also putting British worker first. So this is why, as an international student, you need to start taking every opportunity and time you have in this country seriously by pursuing jobs that actually have meaningful contribution, not just to yourself, but also to them as a society. So I hope this video has readied you or prepared you for the times ahead, and I hope you can find it what you do find it worthwhile when you take on these evidence from here. Again, thank you for watching this video. Thank you if you're already a subscriber. If this is your first time in here, please do show your appreciation by subscribing, commenting as well, and also putting the thumbs up for likes as well. So thank you so much. I hope this video has helped you a great deal. Thank you. Take care. Bye.